Goals don't fail. Identities do. Because if you set a goal, right, the goal is there. But your identity towards that goal, how you show up, that's what's going to be the deciding factor of how you are going to show up. I can't pronounce your name, but thank you for meeting me here. Your last name is Nair, so thank you. Lance, thank you so much for being here. Nana, thank you so much. We're talking about who do you need to become to have the best year ever. Here's the thing that you also need to get present to. Success requires, hey Nana, success requires a shift in how you think, in how you decide, and how you show up, right? Success requires you to think differently. Success requires you to think outside the box. Success requires you to think like a unicorn, to be different. You don't have to follow the crowd. You don't have to, do things like everybody else. Hi, Geraldine. Thank you so much for meeting me here. We're talking about who do you need to become to have your best year ever. The other thing to remember is you don't rise to your goals. You fall to habits. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to habits. So please share in the chat. What do you think that means? What do you think that means? Because if you have a habit that you do over and over, it's a routine, it's a rhythm, and this habit is productive, you're going to get things done. You're going to meet those goals. But if you don't have habits that you're working on, habits that's moving you forward, Paul, habits that moving you forward, Ben 9K, you're not going to meet those goals. You don't rise to goals. You fall to habits. So it's important that you know that. And your future respond to who you're becoming. Your future responds to who you're becoming. Your future responds to who you're becoming. Retney, Rosie, thank you all so much for meeting me here. Who do you need to become to have your best year ever? That's the question. And the reality is our goals don't fail, our identities do. Type in the chat. Who are you becoming? Who do you need to become? You need to become someone like horse with blinders on, that you see your goals straight ahead. You have a roadmap, you have a template, you have a process, you have a coach like myself to help you knock them out. And as you're making goals, you have your short-term goals, you have your long-term goals. What do those look like? As an executive life coach, I will help you to do that. I want to pause right here to invite you to an event January 6th, 6 p.m. Eastern, that I'll be talking about how to have your best year ever. And in order to have your best year ever, you need to look back over last year and see what went well, what didn't go well, and what are the lessons. Those are the main character. What are the lessons? And you're going to take the lessons and repurpose them into 2026. So that's how you're going to be able to create the best year ever. We'll look at what are those roadblocks that you bumped up against in 2025. We're going to look at what cluttered your path, what created like a bottleneck you couldn't pass. You went to the left, you went to the right, and you just couldn't get around it. We're going to look at those things. Janae, thank you so much for meeting me here. We're talking about who do you need to become? Who do you need to become in order to have the best year ever? It's so important that we, identify those things. And before I head out of here, I just want to share a few, other quick things with you. The best year starts with becoming the version of yourself. Yes, so the best version of yourself who can sustain it. You have to have that version of yourself that can sustain the victories that you want, the outcome of the goal that you want, the achievement that you want. Can your current version of yourself maintain that? Can you sustain it, Yvonne? Can you maintain it? You got to get to the version of yourself that you're resilient. You have to get to the version that you're confident. You got to get to the version of yourself that sees setbacks as feedback, that see failure as feedback. And just know, Derek, forever, Mr. and Mrs. Burke, and know that failure is feedback. Who do you need to become to embrace and manage this new version of you that's showing up in 2026. You've got to know who that version is. Because goals don't fail, your identities do. Thank you. Yeah. Hi, how are you? Thank you for meeting me here. Derek, thank you. Yvonne, thank you for joining me. Your future response is to who you're becoming. Your future will only respond to who you're becoming, and you've got to identify that. Who do I need to become to be able to handle these desires, these aspirations, these things that I want, these goals that I'm setting once I get them, once I achieve them? Can this version of who I am now, where I'm at, sustain me, maintain me? And if it can't, you need to work on that with your coach. Click the link in my bio when we're done and sign up for the event on January 20th. How to have the best year ever. I want to walk you through it. I want you to experience 2026 like no other year, because you now have resources, you have support. You don't have to do this in silo. I am your coach, and I will walk you through it. I will get in the trenches with you to make sure. Ooh, that Boo Boo, thank you so much for being here. What's up? Thank you so much, Cheryl, for being here. It's important that you know who you're becoming. If you don't want this year to be like the last year, it starts with you asking these questions. And you have to ask better questions, because how many of you know your brain, whatever question you ask, your brain will give you an answer. The mind is there to protect you. Your brain is there to protect you. So anything you ask it, if it's not the right question, you're going to get a dumb answer. So you got to ask the right question. So the question is, who are you becoming? What version of you need to show up for all these things you're asking for, all these goals you're setting, all the desires that you want, the outcome that you're looking for? Are you ready to handle her, to handle him? Are you ready? Because all the things that's coming to you, it is important that you know who you are becoming to have this best year ever. What is it going to look like? Who are you becoming to know that in this state that I'm in, I can handle the best version of myself? I am becoming the best version of me to handle all these things that I so desire. And I'll sign off here, and I want to invite you again to click the link in my bio and sign up for the event coming up on January 20th, and invite 5 of your friends to join us. And I'm also doing a live tomorrow morning at 7:45 right here. We're talking about intentions. We need to set intentions for our day. And we've gone through a few of them so far. You can go back and click the videos in my on my channel and see some of the topics we talked about. We're setting intentions for the day, and when you set an intention is going to help you navigate your day. It's going to help you to stay on track. It's going to remind you when things come and getting you off track. It's going to remind you this is a commitment that you made to yourself, that this is how you want your day to go. When other things are happening over there, you're going to remember, this is what I say I'm going to do for my day. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you all for meeting me here. Kiki, Paula, Denny, thank you so much for meeting me here. Like and share this video. Save them to your favorites. Look at other videos on my channel. I want to be able to help you create the best year ever. And everything starts with you, how you think,